Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working our way to claim ideally Howling Vortex. Down over this way, we want at least Roxolana, and I feel like that's fairly doable. We're building our starbase in Scoobius right now, and we're going to tick forward on fast speed. We're moving in to survey Sezwatov, and that'll be fine. I would absolutely love to grab Howling Vortex. If they're going to head down this way, that would be amazing for us. I would vastly prefer that. Some kind of burrowing silicon-based lifeform inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Bazonak 3. As best as we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks, and there's evidence to suggest that they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface.
Upscaling complete.
So our construction ship in Scoobius is done. We'll go ahead and get that going. Our cache compose here is going to need to move into Sezwatov eventually, and I'm going to put this guy on automatic surveying as well, I think, but that is a terrible place to automatically survey. We're going to go survey over here in fact instead. Cool. The cache inquire can go into Gianfar, and once we're done in Scoobius, we'll head into Lyrum. The cache examine is, at this point, we can sort of survey whatever we want over here. We do have this ship going into Sezwatov. I don't think that's necessary. We'll head over into Garia for now. Okay. Now, the main problem that we have right now is that our influence gain is reduced due to these guys humiliating us. But we just know that we don't grab Moa now, and it's completely fine. It did definitely cost us quite a lot of influence. Quite a lot of influence indeed. So that's slightly problematic, but we know that everything up here is basically on lock for us, thanks to these two fallen empires. So that is wonderful. We are at this point going to grab, let's see, Starbase Upkeep. We were moving towards a new life. So we're going to grab Colonization Fever, and we're heading into Lyrum right now. We'll get that Starbase building right now. Cool. Very least here, we want Halvam. We're hoping to get Roxolana. We'll see. They're currently taking Zelmadak. So we'll see what we end up getting down there. As we begin to pick up more and more visual images of the aliens known as the Pay aliens, it was inevitable that these would eventually be leaked to the wider public. Their appearance has provoked widespread dismay among our populace, who have taken to describing them as repulsive chickens. Already, many are demanding that we take action to deal with the new avian threat. They can't be that bad, surely. Okay, they are repulsive dodos. This changed from chickens to dodos. Okay. They're now repulsive dodos.
Future market survey complete.
Very strange. But whatever. Let's continue to survey up over this direction.
Future market survey complete.
We finished up in Sezwatov. So from here, we can kind of survey whatever. I don't like that automatic survey order. We're going to head up to Kagaros.
Market outlier identified.
An object that reflects our senses has been located in the Himpra asteroid field, near YU5T668. Visual observation has identified the object as polygonal in shape, but due to a lack of scanner data, little else is known. Okay, we'll look into that. And I do want to grab Sezwatov. Unfortunately, we are lacking influence, so hopefully we get that fixed. I do want to come in here, actually, and I want to... is it these guys, or was it these guys? These guys. Yeah, we're going to pull back Quiet Caller here, and we're going to send Quiet Caller to... Oh, we only have the one. Never mind. I think that we're going to start building a spy network here, then. This is Abundant Gatherer now. I guess Quiet Caller died. Okay.
Situation log revised.
The Cache Inquirer has entered the Rovgeti system, where its crew report another object in orbit bearing a strong resemblance to a shrine to the Untold. Okay, so we'll definitely look into that, and we'll research that after we're done surveying. Cool. So our construction ship here is mostly waiting on the influence. The Cache Probe crew has recovered the reflective polygonal object near YU5T668, bringing it on board for detailed study. The object's most intriguing quality is its ability to reflect most types of low-frequency energy beams directed toward it. High-frequency energy beams, however, remain unaffected, making the object's properties useless with regards to any potential fleet defense applications. Despite extensive examination, the Cache Probe research team has been unable to determine the function, or origin, of this peculiar polygon. It appears to be hollow, but its metalloid surface is engraved with some kind of scientific notation. Though the full meaning of this codified data eludes us, Rugged Tissue believes it relates to wormhole metrics. Our research team was able to glean some fascinating insights into wormhole theory by studying these notations. Whatever purpose this object was created for, however, is still a mystery. Curious indeed.
Upscaling complete.
So we finish up in Lyrum. We're going to build our mining station there. I really wish we had more influence. I really, really do.
Research actualized.
Well, we did actually get a first contact event. The Mutagen Merchant Guild. So that gives us 30
Farm
influence
market
anyway.
leaders request
Well met,
contact.
chickens. Cool. And we got our mineral purification plants. So what are we going to get next here? Robot workers? Robot workers. Cool. Okay, so once we're done here, we're heading into Ascension's End, of course, and we're going to build our starbase there immediately. The Cache Examine is not doing anything. We'll go survey down over here. And we should probably send somebody to start surveying up over here. I think we're going to send the Cache Reconnoiter up here.
Potential market
And they're going to go into
completed.
Pozuno and then head down this direction, since we've got the enigmatic station there.
Outlier identified.
A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this planet once. Cool. So we'll look into that, and we'll survey up over in Yerba. The Cache Compose, of course, is going to build our starbase in Sezwatov. We at least
Future
want
market
Howling
survey
Vortex,
complete.
so we're headed down that way. A massive crater on Bahiram 4 appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the planet for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The Cache Examine has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site reminiscent of a collapsed hyperparticulate field, but as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. Remarkable. So we get some science from that. We do need a job on our Empire capital. I'm thinking about a city district here to unlock a building slot. And I think that's what we're going to go for there. So the manufacturer needs to build over here. Of course, it's lacking its resources there.
Market outlier identified.
Specifically, influence. We found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship with an unusual design. We're not quite sure how its propulsion system works. Well, we'll look into that.
Research actualized.
Okay, so that's our off-world trading company. Sounds good. We can unlock the administrative park. Or just society research from researchers, and that's probably the best thing to go for here. Now, I do want to check in here. Okay. Noted. We're eventually going to need robot construction on each of these, as well as a posthumous employment center. Should we go for posthumous employment centers instead of robots? We can only manufacture, like, we can only assemble one type of pop, right? I believe so. Okay, so if that's the case, then we probably shouldn't target robots. We'll go for ion thrusters. Our odds are not, or rather our options are not amazing, but
Upscaling
it'll
complete.
do. Research station output sounds good. Moat harvesting traps? Okay, we'll definitely grab that. We found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship of unusual design. Instead of using propulsion similar to that of modern ships, the craft relied on large sails, unfurled in the vacuum of space. Presumably, the ship harvested solar energy and drifted on the solar winds created by starlight. We should dig deeper, indeed. Okay, so we finished up our construction in Sezwatov. We will build our mining stations there and then head down to Siluj. And in the meantime, our influence gains
Future
are
market
not
survey
amazing.
complete.
Unfortunately, we are still humiliated. That'll expire in 6 years. Bare minimum, I want Ascension's End. So that's a few months out.
Future market survey complete.
We finished up in Tiamat here. That's fine. No real issues there.
Potential market survey completed. Upscaling complete.
Cool. So there's Sezwatov done, and we'll head to Siluj. We need to make our way down to Howling Vortex.
Special
but we
project
really do need
actualized.
influence. After days of careful and at times excruciating effort, Science Officer Rigid Node has retrieved the doctrine of the Undaunted, a humble textile scroll coated with a sturdy plastic polymer. The scroll has been brought back to the Cache Inquirer for further analysis. Okay, fascinating. So the Cache Inquirer should head over here to Aludra, and that means that our shrines to the old gods are in Aludra. Okay, so we have 2 of the 3 done here. We can go ahead and do the Space Amoeba and the Drone Study. That would be fine to get those finished. So we'll get that completed.
Situation
Cache
log
examine.
revised.
Okay, yes. Strong resemblance to another shrine.
Future market survey
Cool.
complete.
So the Cache Examine is in Bahiram right now. We'll head into Wua and survey that. The Cache Inquire is down over this direction. There's not that much else to survey over here. Let's head over to Tej and get that underway. Cool. So we can definitely grab Ascension's End here. And there is that Science Nexus there. So we would definitely look to refurbish that. No doubt about that one. But I would really like to get additional influence. Hopefully we get events
Outlier
for that.
identified.
But we'll see. An ancient orbital shipyard drifts in silence above this world. It has suffered significant battle damage, and entire sections of the facility are missing. Well, we'll research that.
Upscaling complete.
Okay, so there's Ascension's End done. We'll grab our research stations there while we wait on additional influence. I do see these construction ships. Are they heading to Roxolana? Yes, they are. So that is unfortunate, but Ascension's End is the most powerful here. Halvam is the standoff point, the backup point here. So that's fine. We can give up some of this territory. I'm okay with that. While conducting their survey of Wua 3A, the Cache Examine detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It's at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Science Officer Glittersheen is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project. Okay, I want to
Situation
take a look
log
here. This is
revised.
a construction ship. We'll get back to that later. Okay. This mining world, we can get a planetary administration on, and that, of course, means that once that finishes, we'll be able to make a posthumous employment center. So that sounds good.
Market outlier identified.
Unusual sonic activity on Wua
A
3A.
system
huh?
has been
Okay.
surveyed.
That's reasonably fine.
A system has been surveyed.
So yeah, they're going to get
Upscaling
Roxolana
complete.
here. We definitely need Halvam. The question is, what else can we get over here? There's a Savannah world in Avarum. There are structures on Wua 3, although most are less in ruins and more akin to rubble. The Cache Examine's initial pass over the planet reveals only one building that can be considered intact, seemingly spared whatever calamity robbed Wua 3 of its buildings and builders alike. This is the source of the noise. Not only is the building intact, reports Science Officer Glittersheen, but it is active. It is a production facility of some sort, turning plasticine polymers into mute objects of uncertain, but possibly ornamental purpose. The raw materials and end product are largely uninteresting to the Atreides Interstellar Construction Company, but we could doubtlessly stand to learn something from the automated manufacturing process itself. Cool. So that looks good. The Cache Inquirer is in Aludra right now, and we're going to research that project. Fantastic. Missing 33 at this point. Oh, we need so much influence. Very sad. Also, the fact that a 33%
Outlier
influence reduction is
identified.
actually reducing our influence by, like, almost half. Yeah, that's quite a lot. No doubt about that. It's probably actually 33%, but it feels like more than that. Efforts to map the surface of this planet have identified a strange mountain range in the southern hemisphere. It does not appear to have formed naturally. Well, we'll research that. Then we've got our Empire capital here, of course, and what do we want to build here? What indeed? We need we have an unemployment right now. We're also low on amenities, so maybe like a holo theater? That will put us negative in our
A
consumer
system
goods,
has
but
been
we have this
surveyed.
factory world here. So in
Special
theory, it would be
project
fine.
actualized.
Deciphering the pictograms in the benefactress's shrine went more smoothly than anticipated. The linguists assigned to the project described the texts as somehow familiar, clicking easily for them, despite the grammar's age and complexity. They note, however, these written messages allude to some truly obscure themes and contexts. We cannot fully understand their messages until they're combined with other texts associated with this quadumvirate godhead. So, quadumvirate, huh? Quadrumvirate. I'm much more familiar with the term triumvirate. I mean, this is obviously just the 4 variation of triumvirate. Sure. So, 4 leaders. Okay, so they're just like a 4-headed godhead. Cool. The complete doctrine of the gods, for that is how we believe the recovered texts, should be regarded, is as revelatory to us as it is devastating to the fantasies upon which our ancient religions were founded. When placed within a Moloquian-centered context, these texts make it clear that we were meant for greatness, guided by the strong hand of a religious leader. We are destined for godhood, but our past is littered with unfulfilled prophecies and sin, born of ignorance. Redemption is ephemeral. So we can suppress the findings and gain 80 influence. That's likely what we're going to choose here. We can monetize it and sell for a few thousand energy credits. That doesn't seem amazing. A little bit of society research. Or we can shift our ethics towards spiritualist and gain a bunch of unity. We are taking the influence. Beautiful. We're now absolutely grabbing Halvam, locking away everything in here. Beautiful. What was previously thought to be assorted mountains in the southern hemisphere of Wuatu have been identified as the massive skeletal remains of a single colossal alien life form. The bones have been dated as 3.4 billion years old, but our scientists have ruled out that Wuatu could have supported life on that scale at any point in the planet's history. Science Officer Glimmersheen has prepared a special research project to delve further into this mystery. We can try to resurrect the gigantic skeleton because we have the permanent employment civic. Okay, let's do it. What could possibly go wrong with it? Needs a science ship, so we can just do it right now. Okay, I'm sure this is going to go great. So we're at 52 influence right now. Are we going to look to grab anything else over here? We need to make that decision now. Where is this construction ship headed?
A system
just
has
chilling.
been surveyed.
Okay. So it's just chilling there. No problem whatsoever. I do want to head up and, survey over here. The reconnoiter is heading this direction, and I want to head out here and make sure that there's nobody out here. But at this point, I'm 99% certain that this is completely
Upscaling
unclaimed.
complete.
So that would be amazing. We have Halvam now, and we can build our mining stations here. I do want to grab Everim, though. Let's grab that first. And that is delaying taking Silush. So that's understood. But I want to get our hands on this Savannah world here. These guys are very likely to cut us off at the Divana or Isval. We'll see what we can claim over here. We're in major contest here. So we'll see how that goes. There's not a lot that we can do at this moment, of course, except build our permanent construction, or rather our posthumous employment center here. And we can also build a mineral purification plant since this is a mining
A
world.
system has been surveyed.
So that sounds good. We found an archaeological site, sure. We're going to head out over into Maradetta and continue to explore this area. Cool. These guys just declared rivalry on us. We are going to declare rivalry on them. That will gain us additional influence. So that is
Potential spaceborne resource encountered.
Zeta aliens out over here, huh? Okay.
Incoming
We will
transmission.
definitely look at that. Non-aggression pact with the Pictlings? That'll cost influence. We can't do that right now. Maybe later. For the time being, we're going to put Loudcaller in here. And we're going to work on translating this in the Zeta aliens category.
Market outlier
Okay.
identified.
And we just found signs of precursor activity. This is hard, and we're going to leave that be for now. The dense tropical foliage of Maradetta 2 hides what scientist Images in Monochrome of the Cache Reconnoiter calls a proto-civilization. The plantoid beings that make up this nascent society are still far behind the evolutionary curve, but their social order seems to be underpinned by the beginnings of intelligible language and abstract thought. Scientist Images in Monochrome suggest that these particular creatures may prove a suitable testbed for technologies intended to induce rapid evolution, something to keep in mind for the future. Also, we should buy Images in Monochrome a color camera. That might be helpful. So, we do need a job on our capital again, and since we're negative on consumer goods, that is going to be an industrial district for the time being. Our factory world needs a planetary administration. Once that's done, we can get our posthumous employment center.
Special project actualized.
The skeletal remains are moving once more. The behemoth towers above our necromancers as it takes a shaky stride, followed by another, more steady one. It might not have the same amount of legs it had in life, or the correct number of appendages. Using a mix of lab-grown muscles as well as state-of-the-art hydraulic replacements, the giant is ready to aid us on any battlefield, and the earth below its feet shall tremble. It hungers. So we get an army from that. Okay. Wonderful. We'll send that over to our capital, I guess. Nutty. So the Cache Examine is going to continue surveying here, and then we'll head out to, like, Delcor. So we are gaining 3.21 influence per month. That is a benefit. Everim is under our control. We will build mining stations here and here while we wait for influence to regenerate. Completed. An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this moon. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function. Okay. A tradition. Fantastic. We're definitely taking pop growth speed. No doubt about that one there. And Envoy Loudcaller is still working to confirm the hypothesis that the irregularity we had designated as Zeta aliens is, in fact, a living organism. While it seems to be made up of a cluster of random stardust, it is demonstrably able to propel itself across a void and shows basic signs of independent agency. Our researchers are perplexed by the phenomenon and are working hard to verify our readings. We must be missing something. So we'll look into that, absolutely. We've discovered an abandoned solar sail ship. Okay, we've seen this one recently, so an interesting, albeit primitive design.
Special
and
project
at this point, they did take Dathana, so the only thing that we can compete with them for is Isval, over here. Noted. The drones are remarkably efficient at squeezing ever-diminishing returns from rocks Maloquian miners would have soon discarded, deemed exhausted of all worthwhile mineral content. Our top engineers are working on adapting the drone's methodology for use in the Atreides Interstellar Construction Company's mining networks and stations, which should improve efficiency, effectively lessening energy expenditure. Of lesser import is the fact that the drones are not completely silent, contrary to certain assumptions. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently, and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If anyone is left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. We will take the minerals output. Thank you very much. Cool.
Potential market
so we're at 42
completed.
Influence right now. We need to continue to push down this direction with our surveys. And yeah, at this point, I'm quite well, I was confident before. I'm incredibly confident, 100% confident that this territory up here, as long as we grab Howling Vortex, is all ours.
Outlier
so that's
identified.
Solid. There's significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. Well, we'll look into that. Absolutely.
Potential market survey completed.
And from here, Isval is the only remaining location that we can grab. We can head over there. They may grab it before we get there. It's not a big deal if they do. I would have preferred to get to Hadronis, but we just didn't have the influence to do it. This is a perfectly fine point to get to. Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of Cam 6. The massive script covers a large portion of the planet's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Fascinating. Okay, well that's very strange indeed. I don't know why they do that.
Outlier
Whatever.
Identified.
Our science officers found an anomaly. It will require extensive probing, but could garner a substantial find, and we will definitely look into that. Let's do automatic surveying from here. That should be reasonably fine. Cool. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to see if we manage to make Howling Vortex be our border down here. Ideally, we get at least this far. These guys have not really been expanding over here, so that's a good sign. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.